Okay, there's a really, really weird, and by weird, I mean just more lies by the Trump family, situation related to the death of LaDavid Johnson. And if you have not been following the story, Maisha Johnson is the widow of LaDavid Johnson. LaDavid Johnson was a service member killed in Niger. And she had a phone call with Donald Trump last week, which I talked to you about in one of our programs from Las Vegas. And as she told the story, Donald Trump got on the phone with her and exhibited a total lack of empathy and allegedly also said to her, her husband knew what he signed up for, which could not be a more callous and unempathetic statement that a president could make. And the controversy afterwards has been, well, what was said, what wasn't said. And one of the ways we could figure out whether Donald Trump was the totally unempathetic guy that we know him to be is if we were able to review a transcript of this phone call. Now, it just so happens that Lara Trump, who is the wife of Eric Trump, who doesn't work for the White House, and Eric Trump also doesn't work for the White House. Lara Trump certainly doesn't work there. She says she read a transcript of the phone call. Here she is being interviewed on Fox News by Fox News' Ainsley Earhardt. Take a listen to this conversation.
Here's the President of the United States calling to express his condolences on behalf of an incredibly grateful nation, and people turn it into a political item. And to me, it's disgusting.
You read the transcripts. What were your thoughts?
From what I've seen, this is just a clear case of the media not doing their job. Whenever you read exactly what he said, your husband went into battle, knowing that he could be injured, knowing that he could be killed, and he still did it because he loves this country.
Yeah. So Ainsley Earhardt says you read the transcripts, and she says when you read exactly what was said. So if she didn't read the transcript, she's certainly not making any indication that that's the case. So question one is, why would Lara Trump be reading transcripts if they haven't been released publicly? Because again, she has no role in the White House whatsoever. But question two, which is the bigger question, is how did she read a transcript that supposedly does not exist? Wait a second. What? Yes. During a recent press conference, the White House press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, said, in no uncertain terms, there is no such transcript. Here she is.
Tom. On the call to Sergeant Johnson, Lara Trump seemed to suggest in an interview this morning that there was a transcript of the call and that she read it. Is there a transcript, and has it been shared with members of the president's family?
There's not a transcript of the call. I believe she was responding to reports and things that she had read, but I haven't spoken directly with her. I'd refer you to the campaign that handles her press inquiries. But there's not a transcript.
If indeed Lara Trump was talking about things that she read publicly, why did Fox News' Ainsley Earhardt ask, seemingly knowingly, about the transcript that she believed Lara Trump had read? And why didn't Lara Trump nor Eric Trump say, oh no, we actually didn't read a transcript. We don't even know whether there is a transcript. So once again, someone here is lying. And we get back to the question of why the transcript is relevant. Well, it would tell us exactly what Donald Trump said. If this call is sacred, as we've heard, then why does Lara Trump get to see the transcript? She doesn't even have a totally made up and fabricated White House position like Ivanka Trump does. At least go through the trouble of creating one for her, unless you consider Lara Trump actually does some kind of video show about all the great things and wonderful things that Donald Trump has done. But again, we have to go to our political Occam's razor. What is most likely? What's the simplest explanation? That there is a transcript and that Lara Trump did read it despite no one else reading it, and it's as bad as we've heard. Trump is totally unempathetic in the phone call, or that she was confused, but for some reason, neither she nor Eric Trump nor Ainsley Earhardt addressed the fact that there actually wasn't this transcript that they claimed they actually read. No, the simplest explanation is there's a transcript and they've read it and nobody else has. But I want to try to focus on the really relevant stuff, because the Trump administration and their associates lying and their family members lying is not really news anymore. That's kind of the default. The Trump administration did nothing about the ambush in Niger, where all of these soldiers were killed, until the media realized that Trump was totally MIA on the issue. For all the allegations against supposed fake news media and their making up of stories that we hear from Trump, we needed the media. to actually try to get some semblance of accountability from the Trump administration on this story. The White House drafted a Niger sympathy statement for Donald Trump, which was never released or read. It wasn't until 2 weeks later that the president, who's on Twitter all the time, he's tweeting about all sorts of nonsense all the time, finally mentioned the deaths of these soldiers in Niger when he was asked about them during an impromptu news conference on Monday, the 16th, in the White House Rose Garden. I can't believe I am saying this, but I am sick and tired of the president of the United States regularly and seemingly with deliberate indifference disrespecting the military service members of the United States. The right likes to say it's the left that doesn't support the troops, but I've not seen this level of disrespect and indifference to the military from a president for a very, very long time. Discuss this with us on our Reddit discussion forum, davidpakman.com/REDDIT. Today's program is made possible in part by ZipRecruiter. If you are hiring, if you're looking to hire somebody, you need to know where to post the job to find the best candidates. And ZipRecruiter makes hiring easier. It makes hiring more streamlined and also less time-consuming. If you're hiring, you know that there are a variety of difficulties that can come up in finding the right people. And with ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with one click. You can use the ZipRecruiter dashboard to evaluate, rate, and follow up with applicants, ultimately finding the best suited applicant for the job. But also ZipRecruiter will find good applicants for your job. They have what's called smart matching technology, and they will notify qualified candidates who have submitted their resumes to the ZipRecruiter system when you post your job. And that's why most employers, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter, receive inquiries from qualified candidates within the first 24 hours. No juggling emails or calls. You use the ZipRecruiter dashboard. It is the smartest way to hire, and you can find out today for free why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified candidates with immediate results. You can post your job for free at ziprecruiter.com/Pakman. That's ziprecruiter.com/PAKMAN. You can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/Pakman.